Hi guys, so if you already follow me on Instagram, you probably know that I did this look a couple weeks ago. It got super popular, a lot of people really loved it, and yeah, so I figured I would make a YouTube tutorial of it. I think it's also a pretty cool idea for something like creative to do for Halloween if you don't feel like doing like a whole costume and you just want to do like a cool face paint thing. So yeah, I'm kind of starting to get into the whole Halloween costume idea tutorial thing, so if you have any requests for Halloween, definitely leave those down below, and remember to open the description box because I keep like all the coupon codes that I get from different companies all listed in the description box, all the products that I used, and also all of my other social media information. So be sure to follow me on all of those, subscribe, and enjoy the video. Thank you for watching. The first thing that I'm doing is layering on foundation to build up a very full coverage. I'm making sure also to set the foundation, which will make the next few steps much easier. Going in with my trusty Vaseline, I'm applying it to the eyebrow that I plan on covering with liquid latex. The Vaseline protects the hairs from being pulled out when I do end up removing the liquid latex. On top of the Vaseline, I'm putting down a very thin piece of tissue paper to ensure that the latex won't make contact with my eyebrow hairs. After successfully protecting my eyebrow, I'm layering thin pieces of tissue paper with liquid latex. This is only my second time covering my eyebrow, so I don't have an exact method figured out yet. I just keep layering the tissue in latex until I'm happy with the coverage and texture. Once the latex has dried, I then apply a very full coverage concealer over top to completely mask my eyebrow. I'm so sorry that this part is out of focus, but it's a really important step, so I had to keep it in and explain to you guys what I'm doing. Here, I'm drawing the line that separates the two faces. When sketching out this line, it's super important to be careful and also to take into consideration where the other features are going to go when I paint them onto my face. For example, if the line is too far over, it'll cover the area where I'm supposed to draw the nose onto my forehead or the eyebrow onto my cheek. I'm going in with my Lunatic Cosmetic Labs contour book, and I'm using the gray toned contour shades to add shadow to one side of the line. This makes the look much more three-dimensional by adding depth. I'm pretty much just packing the shadow pretty closely to the line, and then I'm blending it outwards using a blending brush. To make the shadow much more realistic, I'm then going in with a black eyeshadow and applying it very carefully, like right along the line. I'm using the same brush that I used to apply it to kind of blend it into the gray colors and make a super smooth gradient. I'm continuing to blend and build up the shadows until I achieve the three-dimensional effect that I'm going for. After I've finished shading, I'm going in with a concealer to clean up any areas where the black or gray eyeshadows overflowed onto the other side. In my opinion, this next step is the most difficult part of creating the entire look, drawing the upside down nose. Personally, I start off by loosely shading the outside of the nose, then I'm going in with an eyeliner in order to define the edges and nostrils. Using a more precise brush, I'm slowly building up the shadows in the necessary areas, like on the sides and around the nostrils. I go in with a concealer brush to correct any shadows that I didn't want to be there. After all of that back and forth, of course I decided the entire thing was a bit too dark, so I brushed some foundation over it very sparingly in order to make the shadows less prominent. To finish it off, I went back in with eyeliner and made some parts more dark to maintain dimension. Then of course I had to go back in with some shadow just around those dark areas. So now I'm just adding some regular contour to one side of my face. For the upside down side, I have to add the contour above my covered eyebrow because that's where my cheekbone would be. For the right side up portion of my face, I'm doing my eyebrows how I normally would using Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade. For the upside down eyebrow that I have to draw on my cheek, I'm starting by using brow powder with this palette by Salon Perfect. I'm starting by using the lighter shades to sketch out where I will put the eyebrow, and then I'm building it up by using the darker shades in the palette. To make the fake eyebrow much more realistic, I'm using a gel brow product by Beauty Bakery Cosmetics, and I'm going in with a much more precise angled brush to draw individual hairs and make the brow darker like my natural eyebrows. I still wanted the eyebrow to be darker, so I ended up going in with a felt tip black liner. I put a light shade of concealer underneath both my real and fake eyebrows. This step really highlights my eyebrow bone and therefore creates the illusion of a fake eyebrow bone with my fake eyebrow. Details like these help create the overall three-dimensional effect of the look. To start off the eye look, I'm adding a bright color to the lid. This eyeshadow is Filter from the Limecrime Venus 2 palette, one of my absolute favorite eyeshadows. By adding a bright color to the lid, it differentiates the top lid from the lower lash line, so when I do the upside down eye, having the color underneath my eye will add to the effect of the upper lid being on the bottom. After I'm done with Filter, I'm going in with my transition color, then deepening the crease with a slightly darker color and blending it out. To create a soft cut crease effect that really defines the lid, I'm adding black to the crease and again blending it out. I'm also quickly running some black and brown along my lower lash line. I'm finishing up the eyeshadow look by adding Dose of Colors Frozen to my inner corner. After I've already applied eyeliner onto my waterline and tightline, I'm using the winged portion of the eyeliner to really outline the lid. I'm doing this by connecting the crease eyeshadow to my lash line. For the upside down eye, I'm starting off with the easy part by replicating my lower lash line on the other eye by putting brown and black along the upper lash line on this eye. To start off creating the fake upper lid, I'm using black eyeshadow to sketch out where the lid would be. This black line basically acts as the darkest part of the crease. Going from there, I'm building up the depth and the transition shades just like I normally would, except upside down. Then I apply Filter to the space between my lower lash line and the fake crease, which creates the upside down lid. Here, I'm adding the eyeliner, and again, I'm using the winged liner to frame the lid that I've already defined using eyeshadow. For this step, it's really important to pay attention to the angle of the wing and make sure that it's slanting downward. Again, I'm adding an inner corner highlight, which is pretty much the same upside down and right side up. To start out painting the lips, I'm using a felt tip liner to create a rough outline of their shape. If I were to do this again, I probably would not use a black eyeliner because it was pretty hard to get the lipstick to cover up the black lines. On top of the black outline, I'm putting the lip liner that I plan on using for my actual lips. Then I'm filling in the blank spaces with the first layer of liquid lipstick. So as I let that first layer dry, I'm applying liquid lipstick to my actual lips. By the way, this beautiful lippy is by the Balm Cosmetics in the shade Doting. I paired it with their lip liner in the shade The One You Need, and trust me, you really do need them. This is my first time trying their lip products, and I'm already in love with them. By the way, I'm using a darker lip liner with a light lipstick because the contrast creates dimension, which of course adds to the entire look. Anyways, going back to the painted lips, I added a couple other layers of the liquid lipstick to cover up the annoying black lines that I put in. Then I went in with a felt tip liner to add dark parts where the shadows would be. To finish off the entire look, I'm adding false lashes. For whatever style false lashes you decide to use, you have to have two pairs because each eye uses the same lash because one of them has to be flipped around for the upside down eye. Like for example, you need two left eyelashes or two right eyelashes if that makes sense. For this look, I'm using Unique Pro Makeup No. 112 eyelashes because they accentuate the shape of the makeup in my opinion. So here's the finished look. All in total, it took me about 4 hours to do. I prefer to curl my hair at the end because I like the way it looks in the photographs that I take for Instagram. Be sure to follow me on there and all of my other social medias as well. All of that information is listed down below in the description along with coupon codes and all of the products that I used. I really hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. Let me know your thoughts in the comments and thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys in my next video.